The importance of the Cruze name for me really is the fact that it's a conscious break from the past.
We had learned everything from our previous attempts at small cars and baked that into this one.
Our European colleagues are incredibly good at handling. Our Korean colleagues, as an example, are very, very good at fits, interior, exterior body fits. Our U.S. colleagues are very good at developing cars that are very, very quiet. There was somebody working on Cruze somewhere in the world 24 hours a day.
You could have been on the phone with them at 9 o'clock at night. You get up and the problem is solved. You're like, wow, okay, so we don't have to talk about that anymore. And then that's when you realize the effectiveness of a global organization.
One of the first things that Suk Jin Yoon, who was the program engineering manager from GM did was he walked up to the car and he closed the front door and he listened to the door. And we were kind of wondering, why would he go listen to the door? I mean, we all knew that door closing sound is very important, but to the GM engineers, that is an example of the quality being reflected around the entire car. So he very carefully was looking at closing efforts, closing sound, and then he walked back to me and says, it's pretty good, but we have to do a little bit more work. When I first got on the program, I looked at the test plan, and the test plan had all the vehicle configurations that the Cruze was going to go through. And I had never seen a test plan this detailed.
Typically 75% of the crash conditions that we evaluate go above and beyond what's required by the government. One in particular was a 40-mile-an-hour offset crash, which simulates a collision where you only overlap the oncoming vehicle by about 40%. So you're really only crashing half the car, but you have a lot of energy, a lot of force going through that vehicle structure. We run that test, and we walked up to the vehicle afterwards, and you look at the door fits between the front and rear door. It's the same gap as it was before the test was conducted. You open the door, no creaking of the door. I mean, that is how solid the body structure was.
The engine, a 1.4-liter turbo, was an engine that sitting down, looking at the future requirements and knowing that we wanted to maintain both performance and fuel economy, we needed to do that and do it in a way that we could take across multiple regions in the world. The first trip that I went on with the Cruze was in Europe. We left out of Rüsselsheim, Germany, and we went to stay in the Alps in Italy, test the high altitude performance of the Cruze that you're going to see, those same conditions here in North America. So we wanted to go and experience those and stay overnight and get to soak the vehicles at this high altitude and climb these mountains and have different temperatures and different pressures very quickly.
We subjected that vehicle to all the rigors associated with cold. Mud packing in wheel wells, ice buildup, snow ingestion, stability control on different surfaces, and really just the excruciating cold, right? I mean, do doors open and close when it's cold? Do hoods open and close properly?
The 1.4-liter turbo engine was very, very good performer at low altitude and at high altitude because of the turbocharger helping boost the engine's performance.
This car here was tested in the Sahara Desert for extreme high temperatures. And we also tested it in the U.S. We were in Death Valley at 110, 120 degrees, towing a trailer, and also doing this not only in Death Valley, below sea level, but also at altitude.
And in North America, we've got just about everything from cold in northern Canada to the extreme corrosive environments of our shorelines. And frankly, one of the most stringent and most difficult things that we accomplished is getting this vehicle with significant corrosion protection for those environments.
The only way to win in compact cars is to come out with a winning car. Not a car that's almost as good as or is as good as the competition, but no kidding, a winning car. It's the only way you're going to get people to turn their heads. It's the only way you're going to get them to walk away from that Corolla or that Civic that they've owned for, maybe they've owned 2 or 3 of them, and give Chevrolet a chance.
The competition isn't there at all. I think we've created maybe even a new segment here.
A larger car has more amenities, is better executed on the interior and the exterior, and it gets better fuel economy and performance.
You've got the best expertise from around the world that has collaborated for years. You're in good hands.
It was validated, validated again, validated again.
We've got the equivalent of 6 million durability kilometers on the car.
It's been launched in 60 different countries. We feel very, very confident the car's bulletproof.